Good morning, beloveds. Um, I'm a southern girl, so it's cold, and I'm just gonna be whiny about it. Not really. I got up and I dressed in my layers and I went for my walk and came home. And by the time I got back, my face hurt. It was cold. That's the one thing I didn't do is I didn't cover my face. Covered everything else. So, yeah. And where I work, I have this amazing bank of windows. And yesterday it was cold up front. Fortunately, we have a little heater because it took 2 hours before the heat got to 70 in that store. We have really high ceilings, and I don't think that helped either. So, and it's just gonna go downhill from here. They're talking that by Monday night, Tuesday morning, it could be in the teens. And there's a possibility that we're going to get snow. And honestly, Southerners don't know what to do with snow. Um, we we can handle hurricanes, we can handle heat, but snow we don't know what to do with. And I, yeah, there was 100 vehicle pileup in Dallas yesterday that was really bad. There was another pretty big one in Austin yesterday, and we had one not too far from here. It's further north, a little bit further north, probably about 30 minutes north, here near a high school, on an overpass. I mean, it's just so be careful. Be careful. Because we really don't know how to drive in this. And we don't have, the tires for it. I hear my Colorado mountain friends talk about chains on their, snow tires and chains on their tires. And I vaguely remember that from living in Utah. Which is why when we moved to Georgia, my dad didn't have a whole lot of patience with the people. They didn't know how to drive in the snow. And honestly, I don't either. My husband was raised up north, and learned to drive. I've not. So, I might drive like a granny for the next few days. So I do encourage you to be careful, bundle up, stay warm. But it is February 12th. And our title is The Fullness of Life Flows Through Me. The water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. That's from John 4:14. Your place in life is to become an outlet for its wisdom, intelligence, love, beauty, and creativity. Your relationship to life is that you are of like nature to it. You are in it and it is in you. Some part of you exists as pure, unmanifest spirit. This side of your nature has never been troubled. Since you are fashioned from the stuff of the invisible, its nature is incarnated in you. Because of this, your word has the power in your world of localizing itself, of manifesting itself in concrete form. You are in life. Life is flowing through you. It is you. It decrees, affirms, knows, and imagines. That which it decrees transpires. You are like it. You rule your own world. Every idea you have automatically sets the law of life in motion in such a way as to produce the definite form of that idea. There is something involved in a sunflower seed that acts upon the creative energy of nature in such a way as to produce a sunflower and not a cabbage or a potato. Definite ideas produce definite results. This means that you are using this law to bring loving friendship into your life, then you are specializing it for this definite purpose and not for something else. I choose to live the kind of life I deeply desire, accepting and affirming the truth of my being, that God and I are one. I free myself of beliefs in limitation and lack and move forward into a new life of loving friendship and joy. All right. February is the month of love. He really hasn't talked a whole lot about love. I wonder if maybe just Ernest didn't write a lot about love. I mean, if you know, he had a very long, loving relationship with his wife, whose name just popped out of my head, so I apologize. They loved one another, and you can go to the Science of Mind archives, and there are pictures of her and him, and you can see how much they truly loved each other, and how much of a true partnership it was. And he died somewhere around a year. I think it was a little more than a year after her passing. And when she passed, it really took the wind out of his sails. You could see that she was a large part of his reason for living. And it's not that he didn't want to go on without her, more so that he really wanted to be with her again. So, it's interesting that it doesn't seem like he wrote a whole lot about love. He wrote about it from a spiritual standpoint, but not something to think about. Okay. So the fullness of life flows through me. He is, I guess these readings are more about the love of life. The fullness of life flows through me. And honestly, this one from John, this Bible quote from John has never caught my attention. And now that it hasn't, I'm kind of curious to go look it up and see what the context is. The water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. And that's John 4:14. It's pretty incredible. Because we talk about, I say we, the Science of Mind ministers, we talk about an inexhaustible well. Your place in life, capital L, is to become an outlet for, capital I, its wisdom, intelligence, love, beauty, and creativity. Yesterday, our title was I Am a Creative Center. And one of the things that I like to quote is from Troward, where he called us divine distributors. Because we are the way that wisdom, intelligence, love, beauty, creativity from spirit get into the material world. That's how it happens. It comes through us. There's an author that I love. His name is Terry Pratchett, and one of the things that always struck me is he writes satire, science fiction satire, and he created a character called Leonard de Quim, and Quirm, and he's based on Leonardo da Vinci. Straight up. I mean, straight up. And either he said it, or I think the patrician said it about him, who is the one who keeps him, the government official who keeps Leonard locked up so that his ideas don't get out into the world. That ideas are always sleeting in. The question is, are we open to are we open to receiving them? And then once we receive them, are we willing to bring them forth? So our place in life is to become an outlet for that wisdom, intelligence, love, beauty, and creativity. But one, we have to be open to receiving them, and two, then we have to be willing to bring them forth. Your relationship with life, capital L, is that you are of like nature to it, capital I. And he'll make that point in a minute, that we're made of that stuff. So you are in it and it is in you. Some part of you exists as pure, unmanifest spirit. And we talk about that. We talk about that's that place where you meet God. I've called it the unfiltered, where you meet unfiltered spirit, unfiltered God. Some part of you exists as that. This side of your nature has never been troubled, which is why Reverend Jesse calls it the place we go where nothing has ever been wrong. Because that's unfiltered spirit, unfiltered God, unfiltered quantum field, whatever word speaks to you. Its nature, wait. This side of your nature has never been troubled. Since you are fashioned from the stuff of the invisible, you are made of God's stuff. Its nature is incarnated in you. Meaning that you carry all of the qualities of God within you. All of them. The beauty, the nature, the creativity, the harmony, the joy, the peace, the happiness. All of it is within you. The question becomes, what do you want to bring to the surface? And how do you do that? And meditation and prayer and treatment and reading sacred literature and actively practicing any of those qualities, consciously practicing. They're all there. They're all available to you. Its nature is incarnated in you. Because of this, your word has the power in your world of localizing itself. Let me read that again. Because of this, your word has the power in your world of localizing itself, of manifesting itself in concrete form. You are in life, capital L. Life is flowing through you. It is you. It decrees, affirms, knows, and imagines. And it does all of that through us. That which it decrees, that which it decrees transpires. You are like it. You rule your own world. And I think that the quantum physics would argue that to a degree, we all live in our own world. We all live in our own world. And we create interesting ripples where our world intersects with everybody else's. Which is why the world can get so messy sometimes. Especially when we're unwilling to see other people's worlds. So you rule your own world. You have a degree of power in your own world. How much of it are you willing to use? Every idea you have automatically sets the law of life in motion in such a way as to produce the definite form of that idea. Okay, so how do you put more behind that? That's where we talk in treatment about thought wrapped in feeling. Because God bless, if every idea we had came into form, that could get really messy really fast. So we definitely, yes, every thought is creative. But the more creative you want it to be, the more emotion, the more feeling you want to wrap around that. There is something involved in a sunflower seed that acts upon the creative energy of nature in such a way to produce a sunflower and not a cabbage or potato. We use a lot of gardening metaphors, so I'm guessing that Ernest was a really passionate gardener. I'm not as much of a gardener, but I am the child of an engineer and took a lot of programming classes, which is why I use a lot of computer metaphors. So it's like if you write a program to do a certain thing, then that is what the program is going to do. It is going to give you that result, not any other result when you write these programs out. So definite ideas produce definite results. When you go into treatment, know what you want. Not how, what. And if you're not, at least have a rough idea. And then if you're not absolutely positive, then you say this or something better. This or something higher. And it will definitely, and then you are definitely putting the program together. You are planting the seed. This means that if you are using this law to bring loving friendship into your life, then you are specializing it for this definite purpose and not for something else. Again, computer metaphors. When you're writing that program, then you're specifying, you are putting in the parameters for a loving friendship or whatever. And you are specifying, then the program is going to give you that. That is what Science of Mind says. That's what you want to do. Write your program, write your treatment, live your life in such a way to produce these results. Use those qualities of God that are within you. I choose to live the kind of life I deeply desire, accepting and affirming the truth of my being that God and I are one. Accepting and affirming the truth of my being, who I am, that I am formed from the invisible, that we are formed from the invisible, that we are formed with those qualities of God within us, that life is incarnated within us. We are divine distributors. Thank you, Troward. I free myself of beliefs in limitation and lack and move forward into a new loving friendship and life of... I free myself of beliefs in limitation and lack and move forward into a new life of loving friendship and joy. All right. The fullness of life flows through me. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to accept and affirm the truth of our being that God and we are one. Not a small mission, but the way to accomplish that mission is to go to find that center of yourself that he talked about. What did he say? Some part of you exists in unmanifest spirit. This side of your nature has never been troubled. Go find that part of yourself. Go find what I like to call the unfiltered God part of you. Because it exists and it's within you. It's not out there, it is within you. Go find that place that you meet God. And what means you need? Is it meditation? Is it reading? Is it reading sacred literature? Is it listening to music? Is it exercising? Running is a great place for me to go to, because I give the body something to do, and then the mind can be quiet, and then I can meet God. And sometimes I come away with amazing ideas, and sometimes I come away with just peace. And that's, and some days I couldn't ask for more than just peace. So, I'm going to encourage you, as I always do, to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Please do that every day, because you are a manifestation of spirit. You are a beloved child of God in whom spirit is well pleased, always and forever. This is the state of grace that we live in. And I would definitely encourage you, based on the weather here, stay warm, bundle up, and drive carefully if you're going to be out in the next few days. I've seen the meme going around that it's a It's full coverage drivers. You know, those are the people driving with just liability may want to stay home. So take care of yourself. And I would also say, as I like to, we may not see the sun, but I would encourage you to open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. And allow yourself to bring that feeling and that knowing to consciousness more often. All right. I'm going to move into the process of my day. It is Friday. Don't know that we have anything going on other than Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. today. I will be back with you at 9 a.m.-ish tomorrow. I do want to go to the park. I don't know if that's going to happen because it's cold, but one of the running clubs posted that somebody was running in negative 28, so I think I can handle a short run in whatever temperature it is tomorrow. So stay warm, be safe, and know that you are loved. All right, beloveds, have a wonderful day.